should be contextualising the foundation skills at all times. Students don't gain by generic teaching. When you're delivering the foundation skills, you're delivering them in a real life sense. And so what you're doing is using literacy, numeracy, employability skills, the learning skills, oracy, etc., in an application that would be suitable for them. So it might be in the case that you will have a class that's particularly targeted towards people who are interested in going into childcare. And so in that, your oracy skills would be about communication within childcare centres, and your literacy skills would be about how to write up observation charts and so on. They're all foundation skills because they're basic reading and writing and speaking, but they're targeted more towards specific areas. If you've got a general class, you would probably use a range of skills in the general class that would work towards employment. You know, in numeracy, measurement's a crucial one. Just teaching them to use a measurement tool properly, and that concept of converting between metric units and so on is really important. So you can also do generalist foundation skills that do start to move them towards employment. I think it would be difficult to run a truly general class because you would need some common thread. So, you know, you might run a general trade class. You might run a general health and community services class perhaps, because there are a lot of commonalities within that group, but you might not necessarily know where you're going. You know, it could be childcare, it could be aged care, it could be community services, disability support, drug and alcohol, any of those, but you could still find a lot of commonality. A truly general one, I think, would be very, very difficult. If you don't contextualise it, it loses all meaning, and it isn't actually very helpful. One of the skills that students have to learn when doing any of the foundation skills is transferability, but there's only a certain amount of transferability that they can do. If they can't see it in some context that makes sense to them in what they're going to go into, then being able to transfer it to another area of use is much more difficult.
There are a number of core units and there are a number of elective units in each course. All of the core units, it is a requirement that they be taught in a contextualised way in terms of work. You take those core units and you decide which vocational area in your college you would like to link them to. So, for example, if you have a group of NESB women who wish to move into the hospitality field, the way in which you're going to deliver them, the core units, is to go and work or negotiate with the hospitality section, make a decision which of the hospitality units you're going to use as the elective units within the course, and look at those units, look at the field together with the teacher in terms of what the requirements of the course of the training is and what the requirements of the job is, and then you then contextualise the delivery of your core units in all of the LLN. So, you know, you're teaching reading for hospitality, if you like. You're teaching writing for hospitality. You're teaching learning how to learn for hospitality. And they are learning, the students in that process are learning about safe work practices in hospitality. They're learning about signs and symbols. They're learning about measurement within the context of hospitality.
Everything really does need to be contextualised. It needs to be so they see it as applicable to what they need to learn.